In today's video, we're taking a look at how to install an access panel in Drywall, easy and simple. This is so easy, anyone could do everything that we use on the video. We're going to leave a link on the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That does help us out a lot. Thank you. So you were doing some DIY gym work and now you have a hole in your drywall, or you want to make a new one because it seems your home's value is too high and you need to bring it down. Don't worry, here at the StatUpBox team, we've got your back. Across the street behind the bushes, but a back is a back. We've got you. The first thing that you want to do is verify that you have the correct house. Now that we have the correct house, we want to make sure that we have the correct wall. The last thing we want is to make a hole on the partner's or spouse's side, or a friend or family member's side, which seems to be every side. And the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and remove the actual door from the access panel. This is going to make maneuvering and working with the panel a lot easier. Next, if your access panel did not come with barbecue paper, I mean your owner's manual, giving you the dimensions of the hole that you're going to need, you can also find this on the description in the interwebs. In this particular panel is a 12 by 12 inches. What really means is a 12 by 12 cutout neck dimension. The actual door is 11.5 by 11.5, but the overall dimensions, including the sides, is 14 by 14. So basically, the information that you're getting on the description of the product is the size of hole that you want to cut. But the door dimension is going to give you the information on the amount of room that you're going to have to work with. So you can choose two ways to go about this. We're also going to show you three different ways on how to cut the sheetrock. The one that we like to do is just trace out the opening, or the second way would be just to transfer the measurements to the location or wall where you're going to place the access panel. So first, we're going to show the easy way. So we're basically going to take our access panel without the door, place it on the wall, and trace it out. And what this panel is going to give us access to is an outdoor faucet connection, which is still not set in. We like to set in our panel first before we completely push in our connection. So what we're basically doing is tracing the outer part of the frame for the door. And what this is going to help us do is give us 95% of the work without measuring, leveling, especially when working in tight corners. And we're going to show later why this is going to be a lot easier. We also have the second way of doing it, which is the traditional route, where we can use different methods to get to one place. We can use a square, we can use a tape measure, we can use your kids' rulers. What we're basically going to do is trace out a 12 by 12 square in the location we want the access panel. Or you want to make the square depending on the size of your access panel. Now that you have your Picasso on the wall, no matter if you're starting with a new sheetrock or with a pre-made hole, the technique is going to be the same. We're going to show you three different ways on how to cut the sheetrock. The first technique that we're going to use a drywall jab saw or sheetrock saw. Remember, the first thing that you want to know is safety, because the last thing you want on a clear sunny day is to die, or a project to go from a small one to a bigger one. So if you're working with a pre-existing hole, then what you can do is start from the hole and work your way up to the line. And what we like to do, no matter which of the techniques you use, is cut inside the line. This would make the hole smaller and give you wiggle room if you need to cut a little bit more or sand off to make it fit tightly. And this also helps us take into account the curve of the blade, which means the amount of material that is moved by the width of the blade that you're using. But also remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're going to place caulking all around the panel or set it in screws, even if you don't have a tight fit, it's not going anywhere. And always remember, the general rule of thumb is that sheetrock goes from 1/4 of an inch to 5/8 of an inch of thickness. Depending on your location, this may vary. So if you don't know what's behind the wall, this is how deep you want your instrument to go in. That's why we like to have the saw at an angle, using up and down slow motion. Just having a little bit go in is good enough. We like to use this one when we know there's nothing behind the wall. And remember, the last thing you want is to cut the first wall and then cut the wall behind it. So just going a little bit in is good enough. The next technique, or the second way, is using a utility knife. The good thing about the utility knife is that we score, and keep scoring until we feel that we can break off the drywall or the sheetrock with ease. The good thing about this technique is because the scoring is not deep enough if there's anything in the back that you need to worry about. So we call this the safe method. And remember, no matter which of the techniques you use or tools that you use, you may have a little bit of sheetrock paper left that you can always remove with your hand. Our third way, we're gonna use an oscillating tool with a sheetrock blade. And depending on the blade that you use, the good thing about this is that the depth of the blade is not deep enough to create any damage behind the wall. In others, you have the measurements right in the blade, so that can help you not to go deep enough inside the wall. Out of all the methods, the utility knife is the cleanest. You get the less dust. With the handsaw, you have the most dust, and the oscillating tool would fall right in the middle. And now that we devalued our home's value and we have a hole on the wall, what we like to do is take a little bit of sandpaper and sand off all the rough edges. If you notice your access panel doesn't fit in all the way in, then using a little bit of sandpaper and removing on those certain spots would do the trick. Now we're ready for a dry run test. We make sure that the panel fits snugly, and once it does, we're ready to place caulking or your favorite adhesive to the back of the panel. And remember, a little bit goes a long way. Once that sticks to the wall, it's not going anywhere. Now, depending on your caulking or your particular adhesive, is the time that we're gonna let it dry before we go ahead and place the door. And remember, you always want to place the door hinges location, always thinking on how you want the door to open. In this case, we're placing them in the bottom so we can have the door open downward. And we do this because, let's say if you place it on the top and you open the door going up, then you're always going to have to hold the door meanwhile you work, or you're going to need to remove the door every time you need to work inside of the access panel. Now that it's dry, we're ready to place the door. We're just going to align the hinges with the door tabs. And remember, to open the door, you can use a flathead screwdriver, a butter knife, your beautiful nails. No matter which technique you use, you've done it. You become a creator of doors to the metaverse. There's no place in this universe where you can't get access to. Don't forget, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section below. Either someone on the StatUpBox team or someone on the YouTube community can help you out with an answer. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.